The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums,
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a good one for you all tonight. In about 25 minutes, the head coach of the Frederick Douglass girls basketball team, the one and only coach Harold Nunnery, is going to join us to talk about, his coaching career a little bit and his girls basketball team as they look to make another run into the playoffs. And then at 8 o'clock, we got the legend, the head coach of the McDonogh 35 Ron Eagles boys basketball team, the one and only coach Shaun Dumas. There's so much I want to ask Shaun Dumas. We're going to do a part two with him. But Coach Shaun Dumas is going to join us tonight at 8 o'clock. And as you can see, I got the one and only VK Jones. What's up, VK?
What's going on, everybody, man? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash Out Show on all social media platforms. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I think we're on Twitter as well. And man, we're everywhere. Log on to the hashoutShow.com to look at all our content and everything. We thank you so much for your support. We're planning to do more, so stay
Look,
tuned.
everybody watching, you heard VK. Go ahead and like this, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Tell them hop aboard the Hash It Out Show train. What's up, Coach Sam? What's happening, man? How you doing? Glad you here to join us.
And we got
So,
and we got to get those subscriptions up, man. We got to get them up. We thank y'all so much for coming on every week. We've been averaging a lot of viewers on our
whole lot.
show, not just this football season, but I know we're going to have a lot more in this basketball all through the sports time. Not just come in and view. Start subscribing to JB the Sports Guy on YouTube and subscribing on all social media platforms to be a part of this and spread it out, man. Spread it out. We want to get more and more to jump up in there, man. We trying to do bigger and better
Without a
things.
doubt. Let's get going, man. This first segment here. Let's get going. And VK, I never thought I would see the day that West Monroe would hire a black head football coach. And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what happened. Michael Dizer is the new head coach of the West Monroe Rebels. Man, this is like history. I mean, no, it's not like history. It is history. I never thought I'd see the day West Monroe would hire a black football coach. VK, your thoughts?
I gotta agree. I'm like, this is very mouth dropping in itself when I heard the news about this, and I was like, wow. And on top of that, and looking at the face a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, Austin. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, man. Yes, I did. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. At the same time, looking at his face and everything, it looked like he's prepared. He's worked his way to get this position, and you
Coach
know,
Sam, appreciate the
for
super sticker, man. Appreciate that so much, Coach Sam. Yes, number one fan, Coach Sam. That's right.
oh Sam, that's right. And you look at his career, he played football at Graham State. He was a 4-year letterman, and also he has been, you know, he went back to his alma mater to help out a bit at Sterlington, and he was the director of sports performance at Victory Sports Academy, and he not too long joined the West Monroe staff a couple years ago as defensive back, and then he was the head strength and conditioning coach. And he's the 16th head coach of history of West Monroe. And I think looking at the alma mater he come from, he's definitely related to Kevin Dizer. I wouldn't be surprised it might be his brother or cousin, one of the two. You know, so it's big time for us. It's big time for the Monroe community, period. And for West Monroe, this is a huge change. And I'm curious to see what Coach Dizer has in mind at West Monroe.
Oh,
Could be a culture change. I don't know. Because I'm like this. A big culture change I've seen, especially with the background West Monroe has, was Timmy Bird when he took over Riverside in that basketball program as an athletic director. He changed an entire culture, knowing that he's already going to be bringing in mostly diverse people, not just to be, play athletics, but to come to Riverside Academy. So he just knew right then and there had to be some changes from the old Riverside and put it into the new Riverside, that it'd be a little more, sufficient for everyone to come to the school. So let's see what Coach Dizer does, because it could be one of those type of culture changes.
I can go back in time, VK, and tell you when the West Monroe fans would bring Confederate flags all up in the Superdome, had them hanging all around the Superdome. They even had pants that was made that were Confederate flags.
I I seen it. I seen it when I was a freshman in St.
Yeah,
Aug,
we
1993. They snuck in a big rebel flag at Hall Smith Stadium. And when I had now, all I can say, like Ric Flair said, with a tear in your eye, I literally had a tear in my eye when I seen that, because I was like, wait a minute, ain't those things? And at the time, they were starting to ban those rebel
ran away
flags. Well, I
because there
guess it
was a
wasn't
time
down here
LSU
in
had the purple
Louisiana.
and gold rebel flag, and
I
I
think
think
at the
after a
time,
year or two, they banned that.
and I think Mississippi was starting to ban it in some form of fashion. So it didn't get down to Louisiana. LSU did
Mississippi
do
banning
that,
it, and
but I
it's
don't.
it's still the state flag.
Well, it's not the state flag now. that's that's gone. remember, remember that big change they made around the time of COVID. So, but regardless of the fact, you know, I did not know that they were just still sneaking in there, and it was just so bold for them to
Yeah.
do that. But that's the culture. And what was bad about that also was hearing that Dixie every time they
Well,
scored.
yeah, that too.
So, but yeah,
But
that's
the
that's part of the
Superdome
culture.
finally took a stand and said, "Those flags can't come in here anymore. They can't." And it wasn't until years later, after you seen it in '93, and then they get into the dome winning these championships. Finally, the Superdome took a stand and said, "Those flags cannot come in here anymore." Not, and that's just you know what West Monroe was about. now we can see that there's been change for the better. I mean, we haven't seen those type of flags from West Monroe fans. We haven't seen the pants. So there's been change for the better. And to see Coach DeMichael Dizer become the new head coach of West Monroe High School shows that unity amongst everybody is still possible in this world, VK.
Yes, yes. It's going to be kind of a huge shot in the arm to what West Monroe has really put themselves in more of a hole than anything else. I think this West Monroe program has not been the same since Don Shales passed away. This program has not been the same. Jerry Arledge tried to maintain that program and everything, but you can see it was starting to go down the hill. And at the time being, you had to think between them, between Neville at the time starting to get some down years and Washita and all that, it was just the fact that was the big opening right there for Ruston and for Calvary Baptist or Washita Christian or something to really take over the area more than anything else because of the fact of, like we mentioned, the chinks in the armor. So I think this is a huge shot in the arm for West Monroe. And, I think, hopefully, we might, we might have to ask Coach Daza, that's his people, most likely it is. But, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, and especially coming from there. And it's good that he's been on the staff for a while.
Yeah.
So now, he's already familiar with the players. The players are familiar with him. So, hopefully, and I think if it's the right type of administration that's at West Monroe who wants to try to, not just they want. I know the biggest picture they want to look at is to bring back what West Monroe was as a good,
Well,
consistent
I
winning
get it,
program,
a good consistent program football wise. Yes,
football wise.
not the
Not
outside
the
stuff.
that's the next
Yeah.
thing I was about to say. That was the next thing I'm about to say. They want to bring the school back as a great all around school and program, but at the same time change some things about it. If they have that kind of administration and they hear out Dizer and not too much pressure, not being on his back, I think Dizer would be fine. But you see these days, the administration's not all there at a lot of places around the state. So we'll see what happens with that.
We'll see what happens. I'm wishing Coach Dyers all the best. I want to see him succeed. I
Yes,
really do. I mean,
and that's well, we say that because of the fact that an African American coach taking over a program that's been very polarizing in the last 30 years.
hmm
So you know you know, and I wish it's kind of bold we say that we wish, but we do wish him the best, to be honest, to see if he
that's
can
the truth.
really
I do.
turn it around. I'm like this. To me, if he has the right kind of support, it'll be like Riverside, how Timmy Bird took over that program and changed that whole culture. Because I mean, and it gave me more respect than anything else for Bird, especially the times when we had a conversation. And I can definitely say he's definitely a friend because talking with him, he grew up on the other side of the tracks.
hmm
And Timmy Bird, and I gotta say this, he doesn't have a racist bone in his body at all. Knowing his stories, knowing that who he grew up with, who he hung with, who his parent, why his parents, how he raised them, it's a rarity that you had parents like that that wasn't about racism at all. Period. So hopefully, on Coach Dyer's side, hopefully that he can do the same for West Monroe and change kind of a background. You'll still have rebel colors, but just change kind of the background and still bring back the power of West Monroe.
I'm gonna move on to our next topic. which kind of shocked us all. Coach Brian Glover, head coach of East Jefferson, the football team, guys, led them to a district championship in his first year as the head coach, got them to the second round of the playoffs. And then, as of yesterday, he stepped down as the head coach. And it shocked me. This was one VK I did not see coming. Um, because the man did a great job. You know, he was at Grace King. They shut down Grace King, and now he went to East Jeff and became the head coach. And 1 year of football as the head coach at East Jeff did phenomenal. I don't know why he stepped down. I don't know, but I'm shocked. But I hope that one day we'll see Big Chief Brian Glover coaching again somewhere as an assistant or as a head coach. But this shocked me just due to the fact, man, this man had a great year as at East Jeff as the head coach, district championship, and get into the second round of playoffs. VK.
Man, Coach Glover, I mean, has really done yeoman's work. So much from Grace King to now East Jefferson, and for him to just resign and everything. He had a lot going on with him, and I know the resignation was mostly health wise and everything else. You know, he went through a lot, especially his last couple of years at East Jefferson, really getting them competing and turning around this program to put them in the position to not just get in the postseason, but to win their first district championship in many, many years and everything. And you know, Coach Glover, and also getting kids to buy into what he's selling and really trying to get kids to the next level in their lives and everything. So, but you know, Coach Glover, you know, he worries about his family and he worries about his family, his wife, and everything. And he wants to really do what he got to do and do the right thing for himself and his family, and it's best. You know what I'm saying? It's best to do what he got to do. It's a kind of another situation we'll talk about later on, but at the same time, I wish Coach Glover the best, and I really feel and understand his decision and everything else, and the staff is. I know it's going to be a problem, a whole different staff, because he had a good staff that really worked with him, and they had a whole lot of chemistry. Actually, worked together at Grace King, so it's the fact that he brought that staff and they continue to put hard work together and all that stuff. So, but I wish Brian Glover the best going forward.
And we always Brian Glover the best going forward, man. That's something I didn't want to see as he's a great leader of young men. And but sometimes you have to do what is best for you. And you're saying that there was some health concerns, then he has to do what's best for him. Um, we pray that he's able to get back up on his feet and get back out there coaching, because he's a guy that's needed, and he's a great human being. If you ever meet him, ever get to talk to him, he's a great human being. And I just wish him the best, man. I didn't see this happening, and I'm you know kind of sad that it happened. But this is where we live in. Things happen. We've seen professional coaches step down due to personal reasons. We've seen college coaches step down due to personal reasons. And apparently there's another personal reason for where he had to step down. But hopefully he gets back up on his feet and lands somewhere. But VK, if you think about it, think about this district. We now have 4 schools in this district without a head coach, which is
And
which is odd. We're talking East Jeff, we're talking Bonneville, we're talking Riverdale. I mean, we talked about the Riverdale situation pretty hard some
mm,
weeks ago.
yes,
And John Everett. There are 4 openings in one district. Kind of
it's
rare to see that many openings. VK.
it's very alarming. It's very alarming. I could see one program, maybe two, but four out the district, and two of the high schools where it's in the district championship,
Two of them, correct.
and they're looking for a new head coach. One side of it because a coach wanted to move on and trying to help himself and his family, and the other, stupidity. So, regardless of the fact, four openings is really, really something else, and it's alarming for Jefferson Parish. They're already taking a lot of heat as a parish. They're already taking a lot of heat all around. Despite right now that Jefferson Parish right now as a parish is uh, a B parish, a B district. So that's, you could say it, a bit of a good news outside of Jefferson Parish. But at the same time, as a whole, it's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of problems. So for this having four openings, it's like, wow. And the thing is, the scary part about it is, who gonna want to take these jobs? It ain't the fact of who they're gonna hire,
Who wants it?
who wants it.
That's correct.
Because I
That's
don't
correct.
know if they're gonna want some of these positions because of maybe the potential conditions that they're gonna have to deal with. Will they have the support? Will they have the backing? If they don't, if they go in there, yeah, they'll take it. But some, if they and here's the thing. 9 times out of 10 out of these jobs, you're not gonna have too much of an experienced coach on there. You might have an experienced coach maybe in the John Everett position, but Bonnable maybe, we'll see. But at the same time, I don't know if these openings, maybe except for Eric, is not gonna have too much of an experienced coach taking over. So it's gonna be a mountain to climb, and we're gonna have to see what happens. But this is alarming for Jefferson Parish.
Yeah, very alarming, man. Just, you know, very alarming. Austin Tyler says, "How many times is Bonnable going to change head coaches?" I can't answer that because I don't know the answer to that. But apparently the AD, Coach Haggins, had to make a change for the better. Apparently,
And
uh,
and I think Michael Higgins is really trying. I think he really is
Haggins,
trying.
he wants that. He wants Bonnable to be a winning program in every sport. That's what he wants, and he's trying to change the culture, just not for his basketball team, but for every sport there is
And
at Bonnable High School.
and for the whole school period,
Yeah,
because there was a lot in the past, and there's stories that Coach Hagan shared with me, and I think he shared with you too, on some stuff in the past when he was at Bonnable and stuff, that it was like, wait a minute. And even when he was an assistant coach at the time under Glenn Dyer, and even under Mr. Kirkwood, who had a temporary time over there, he's seen some things at Bonnable, knowing that, hey, if I take over, I need to make some changes, and not just that. If we had the right administration, we just need to get on the same page, and let's change. Let's turn this around, not just for athletics, but for the school itself, to make this school not just a. We want to make it a good all around school, make it fun,
yeah.
make it great activities all around, student body participation, all that stuff, man. And I think Micah is really, really trying hard right now. He really is. That opening right then and there in itself was, it had to be done, because all I'm gonna tell you, it was more stupidity on, not even on administration. It was something that was like, it had to be done.
In that point, yeah, and we're not gonna get into that
No,
situation
we're not gonna get in
right
that
now.
situation.
No, we're not
No,
getting into that.
no, no. But
Uh-uh.
I was just making the point that it was stupidity on another way, another side, not on administration at all. So trust me, if y'all think about it and figure out, you know. So that's about it. We're not gonna break down exactly, but all I know, if you know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, you figure that out.
Yes, indeed. Coach Nunnery will be joining us soon. He is trying to log in.
Uh oh. It's
Oh, is it right?
wait. Okay. Now, I've been knowing about Harold Nunnery for years and stuff like that and everything. Like is he like I you know him well, and Charles Allen know him well and stuff like that. Is he a Shaw graduate? You know, that's that's
No,
what I'm wondering
no, he ain't no shark graduate.
because I know he's been in the game a long time. I think
Uh,
he's from New Orleans, right?
he's from New Orleans, and he is finally in the lobby. There he is. All right, he's in there. So I see him smiling. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will be joined by Coach Harold Nunnery of Frederick Douglass, the girls' head basketball coach, girls basketball. Y'all stay tuned right here to the Hash It Out Show.
Hey y'all, this is Jen Hale from Fox Sports. You're watching the Hash It Out Show with JB the Sports Guy, VK Jones, and George Pepis.
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504 301 8353. Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504 940 7552. Oh, there we go. All right. Welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK Jones. Oh man, I was tripping a little bit. All right, I got it though. Like, what did I do? And just that's fast you
What
forget. But
I don't know
this
if you heard me. I guess I was talking and I was like, all right, wait.
Nah, I had us both muted because
Yeah,
when I
both
play them
muted.
commercials, and it's so bad sometimes, like when I played it, I can stay quiet and I can hear George. And I'm like, oh Lord, I gotta mute. So that's why I gotta start muting on the commercials just because of George, and he's not here with us right now, but he'll be with us probably tomorrow. But let's get right to it. I guess right now he's the head coach of the girls basketball team at Frederick Douglass, and I mean they off to a great start. When I say great start, I really mean it. A great start. I'm gonna tell you their record right now. They are ranked fifth in the power rankings, and they are 13-2. Joining us is their head coach, the one and only that they call Coach Nunn, Coach Harold Nunnery. What's up, Coach Nunn? What's going on, man?
How y'all fellas doing, babe?
Oh, we doing great,
Good,
man. We
good.
doing great, Coach Nunn. We just so happy that you able to join us tonight. You know, coming off of a big win last night against a good Riverdale team, 47-45. But let's get to this interview, man. What made you want to become a basketball coach?
Oh man, I didn't want to become a basketball coach. That just happened by a freak of accident. I just graduated from Morris Brown College. I was out there in Roswell, Georgia, and I was working out some kids, just teaching them basic fundamentals. And it had one of the deacon at this church, Rob was Baptist, and he saw me out there and he gave me the coaching job, but I turned it down. But my cousin, the great Lester Jack Washington, he coached me, talked me into taking the job, and from there I've been coaching since '98.
Coach says 98 and using Georgia. That's why you a Falcons fan. I see it now. I see why you're a Falcons
Oh,
fan now.
You know, I graduated from Morris Brown, baby.
Uh-huh. I see it now. I got you. I got you, coach. All right, coach. So last year, you guys finished as the ninth seed. Your first round game was against the defending state runner-ups. You beat them and got to the second round of the playoffs. So right now, I want to know what is the difference from your team from last year comparing it to your team this year?
We have more experience this year, and I think a lot of injuries that occurred at the beginning, then like last year they occurred at the end, it kind of hurt us in the second round. But now since the injury started at the beginning, we be able to move people in places. They get more, shall I say, more playing time, more experience. So that kind of helped us out in this rotation what we trying to do. So I think they learn how to play as a team basic this year than last year. They rely more on their athletic ability.
what steps must be made to advance deeper in the playoffs this year?
Well, we got to get healthy first. Right now, we down to 6 players, 5 girls out. So we just trying to figure it out as we go right now. If we get everybody healthy, I think we could make that deep run in the playoff.
How would you describe your coaching style, Coach Nunn?
Something unorthodox is just I'm a little old school with a new school. But my main philosophy is if you're not winning in the classroom, you can't win on the court with me. So we're all about academics and everything else pretty much take care of itself. You come there and put in the work, whether you have the talent or not, we're gonna get you to the point where we need you to be at.
Okay, I hear you. Like I said earlier, 13-2 as of right now. What would you say about your team?
13-2, our record, ooh Lord Jesus. The number is good, but I think we need to really improve on a whole lot. Last year's team was more based on defense. Some kind of way we lost that defensive philosophy. We more about offense, so we got to get that defensive mindset and back if we want to go forward in the playoff. Just like yesterday, we showed that even with 2 new girls in the starting lineup who never played, we can hold a team to 2 or 4 points in a quarter. So we got to make sure defense is our number one priority.
Tomorrow, another big game. You got to go to the Bayou area and play
That's Friday.
HL. What'd you say?
Friday. That's
Friday, my
Friday.
fault. Friday, my fault. You got to go to HL Bourgeois. So, what is it that you've seen on film about HL Bourgeois?
I like it. They're a scrappy team. I know the coach, they're well coached. They're disciplined. They're going to come out there and do what they're supposed to do. I like our matchup with them because we kind of match up with each other, the style of play. It's just going to come down to who wanted more than the other one. You know, as coaches, we could draw up the X's and O's, but it's up to our players to go out there and execute. And I think we go out there and get the job done. Especially we should be getting 2 of our players back. That should make a big difference.
Before I pass it to VK, one of our fans here, Blue Jackson, he says, you have a nickname for every player that you have coached. How do you come up with these nicknames, Coach?
Oh man, I just look at them and just go from there. It just pop in my head and I just stick with it.
Go
It's
ahead.
easy for me to it's easy for me to remember their nickname than their full name, because some of them full name I can't pronounce. You know, I ain't much trying to spell it, so I just give them a good nickname that will stick with the kid for the rest of their life.
Go ahead, VK.
Coach Nunn, man, appreciate you joining us on the show and everything. I heard a lot of great things about you from a lot of people, and I was talking with JB before we came on, and I wanted to know a little bit about your history and stuff. Like before you went to Morris Brown, like where did you play ball at in New Orleans?
I played football at Booker T. I didn't play basketball. I played football at Booker T. Washington, class of '93 alumni.
Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. And I know, it's something that you want to getting into basketball, and it seems like you have a great passion of it and everything, and it seems like you're continuing to really turn a lot of these people around and to get them to the right path. How it is that you just continue to just work hard, especially the improvement at Douglas, at Frederick Douglass High School, especially academically, how things have really gone well at the school these last couple years.
But it's all start about with the parents. Like I say, we have some good parents on the team. They know the expectation. Academics is first. Basketball is second. So my philosophy, some people like I'm Coach Carter. No, I'm not. This has always been my thing since I've been coaching, especially in the school system. You have to have a 3.0 GPA. So if you have a 3.0 GPA, that first quarter, that second quarter, it need to elevate. Don't tell me you have a 504, you have a spare accommodation. No, you have coaches on the staff, me and myself. we'll get out there and we'll tutor you, get you where you need to be at. So there's no excuse for that for the academic. Everything else teaching you the game of basketball gonna come easy, but we need you to handle your business in the classroom first. And with the principal over there at Frederick Douglass, she gives us that freedom to do what we need to do to make sure our kids are successful first in the classroom, then on the court.
Yeah, and that's big there. We talked with Coach McLeod from Douglas football and everything, and it seems like the athletics is starting to have a great all around last 2 years, you can say, because we're looking at what the football team has done. We're looking at what the girls team is doing, and on the boys side, my boy Curran Forge
Yeah.
is really doing a great job with the boys team. How
Yes,
you can
sir.
say that the Douglas athletics is on the rise?
Oh man, the coaching staff, football, basketball, volleyball, baseball, softball, we all on the same page. We all there to help each other to get better. That's what I like about it. It's a family environment. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be there.
I can definitely understand. Looking at the season so far, you've been really trying to stay consistent and everything else. One of your wins, you got a couple eye-opening wins at North Lake Christian, and uh, also a tough win against Riverdale, but also you've been competing against some tough teams. What you can say about a couple of your talk about a couple of your players that have been really standing out, and also any of the seniors, any like seniors on the team is being looked at or being recruited.
I have 5 seniors on the team, 3 of them being heavily recruited. Summer, aka I call her Groove. Destiny, I call her Bag Lady, also my daughter. Also, we have a girl, Autumn, I call her Blinded. She's being well recruited. And I think T-Rex, that's Malika, if I'm saying her name right. She's got a few offers for some JUCO college. And that's just because of most of her academics more than what she is doing on the court. So I'm very proud of it. A lot of them have not only athletic offer, but they have academic scholarship offer as well. So that's what we hang our hats up.
That's huge. That is huge right there for your program, Coach Nunnery. Looking at the field in Division 2, and you're number 5 in the power rankings, and the way it's looking, potentially this could be a potential, maybe wide open type of tournament a little bit. You got the top two in University and Parkview Baptist, and you can't forget about Edie White either. But at the same time, um, potentially, maybe anything could happen in this bracket possibly this year, especially if you guys finish strong going into postseason.
Yeah, I really don't get caught up into the hype. Every game is what it is. We up for the challenge. Whether we 5, 24, whatever, we just got to go out there and execute. It's nice being on top since Douglas never programmed, never been up there or made it that far in the playoff period. So we making history as we go along. That state title was just solidify everything for us.
I know that'll be huge right there. And I'm actually this last question, coach. And I'm gonna let JB take over from here. What is the foreseen future of Frederick Douglass High School in itself, especially with your girls program? Because your program's continuing to thrive more than anything.
Looking forward, we're going to a total rebuild year, so we have some nice pieces that's already in. Um, it's just about just basically getting them to buy into the philosophy that we one family, and I keep saying academic is first, basketball is second. If y'all call on to do softball, track, then that's something that y'all need to do so that way all programs will be successful. It ain't about a coach none of the girls basketball team. It's about Douglas as a whole.
Right.
Coach, last week, Summer Gould recorded her 1,000 career point and her 1,000 career rebound all in the same game when you guys played Bogalusa. Talk about Summer Gould for a little bit.
Oh, she's a workhorse. You know, she's come in, give it all that she got. Even during the off season, she is grinding with the basketball team in the weight room. If they're not in the weight room, she's with the track team during spring session, trying to get it in. So she's been shall I say, the stepping stone. Her and Destiny, the program was built on those two back as a freshman. They give it all every night that they have. To see her just to get to 1,000 points and 1,000 rebound in the same day was spectacular. That's never been done in Frederick Douglass history or Francis T. Nichols history as they did some research on it. So that's a great thing. Also, we have Destiny Carter. She's like 125 points away from making 1,000. And I think McLeod them as they did it, she's like 75 steals away from 500. So those two young ladies has been carrying this program on their back for the longest. They have been setting the standards on the court and off the court.
Yeah, VK, I was there when Summer Gould um, got those 1,000 career rebounds and points, and the fans that showed up at that game to see her achieve that milestone was spectacular. It was spectacular. The ref stopped the game when she scored the 1,000 point. You had fans running on the court, going hug her and everything. It was a sight to see, man, and it was great to see that camaraderie and that support for your girls basketball team, Coach Nunn. That was great to see, man, and I was glad to be there to witness that in person.
And I give
Um,
all respect to the coach over there, Boogalosa. They allowed to happen. I explained to the coach, hey, we're not trying to show you off. You know, this is 1 hour senior. She is such points away from the rebound from 1,000 in points. Coach was cool with us. Said, hey, coach, if y'all got to stop the game when she get to her, go ahead. If you got to stop it twice, make it happen. And I give all respect to that coach. Most coaches, they wouldn't even go with it. Think you're trying to show them off. So I give that coach a lot of respect for that.
That's
yep.
that
Go
is
ahead,
big,
VK.
that's big right there. That's like a monumental moment in the history of Frederick Douglass and Francis T. Nichols in itself. There's very few times that there have been moments in that school history period. And we always mention about Keith Gardner more than anything else.
Yes.
Because I mean, my goodness, I mean, back in that time in
Yes.
'93. I mean, probably the best thing that happened to that school more than anything else. And and Coach and Coach McLeod talked about him. We talked about him a couple of times, and then before his passing, and I was shocked
Yeah.
myself that he was gone because I was like, what? So, but at the same time, for Summer Gould to do that for that school, but I hope there's a lot more monumental moments at Frederick Douglass.
Most
Yes, sir.
definitely.
We trying
Coach
to make
Nunnery,
record history as it go along.
Yes, sir.
as you should. As you
Yeah.
should. Coach Nunnery, I got one more question for you. Um,
Yes, sir.
most people don't know about this organization that you have called Style. Go ahead and explain to everybody what Style is and what's their intention.
Style is a nonprofit organization that stands for saving troubled youth lives. Every day we have been running this program successfully for the last 14 years. We reach out to the communities, that dying community fell in school where kids are just basically being pushed to the skies, pushed to the side, should I say. We get those kids in. We offer them tutoring. We have programs like tutoring. We have sports, recreation. We have a poetry club. We have music. We have our art and craft. You know, we have variety of things for the kids. So it's not all of this about basketball. It's about giving the kids something out the community, something positive to do, so they don't have to be in the community, the streets, and doing that. Because we know a lot of these schools, they say think outside the box, but they don't want to think outside the box. Everything is all about liabilities. But for us to get these kids a court on a set, I should say, setting a stage, a standard for these kids and showing them, hey, in life, there's more than what you're seeing on the street. we have these opportunities for you to be successful or be a part of something that's more positive than when you see kids nowadays. They want to vape, they steal, they're selling drugs, they're breaking the cars. So we reach out to those kids, especially the ones in the school that then identify as having behavioral issues or struggling academically. We'll go in there and get those kids, meet with the parents, and see if it's okay for us to take them under our wings and try to leave them, give them some guidance. Basically, that's what we do.
Are you going to be running your style summer league again?
That's correct. This is going to be our 13th annual event. Also, we bringing back flag football. We just got to get with the right people that's talking about sponsoring us. So we're gonna see how that work out because we did that for our girls for high school. That was a successful program that I took over from Ryan Gary when he was under Orleans Parish. We ran that for like 5, 6 years before the pandemic shut us down.
Well, I'm coming back referee again. I'm coming back and ref. Yes,
Hey, we
sir.
need you out there, man. We need you in old blue out there.
He coming too. He coming too. He
Yes,
ain't got
sir.
no excuse. Even if you need a wheelchair right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, BK. Matter of fact, while we on to see, how did you do against young artists yesterday? Against my guy Double J. Let's talk about
Well,
that right quick.
hell, Nunnery, my goodness, man. See, I
I
appreciate
do.
you asking. I
I
got to
do
give a
my
lot of.
research too. I do my research too.
I appreciate you checking on me, bro. I'm like this. Look, we had him. We had him. We was up. We was up 10 early, and then on top of that, I think it was the fact that we missed a lot of opportunities to extend the lead, and then all of a sudden they came back. I think Blue made a great adjustment, a huge adjustment, and it kind of got us. And a couple of times we did kind of break the defense and get a couple scores, but for them to get some big buckets late, that was big for them. And for us, we could have had a chance to tie the ball game. We lost by 3 points. So it was young audience get the job done. But at the same time, we got to execute when it's at the end. But I think both teams really played well, and our defense really played well, but just came up short. You got to learn how to finish a game. That's the biggest thing I'm learning. And I know Blue has a lot more experience. And Blue just really we hugged one another afterwards. He was like, "Say, bro, you did a hell of a job, bro. You had
Yes,
it."
sir.
I was like, I said, I try. And I'm like, it's too bad. It's too bad that it's just one time we're playing each other in JV, because the next time we play it'll be district, and it's just gonna be a varsity game. And even with the district for JV league, that they're not, young artists not really in that. So it's just too bad that we're just playing one time. Next season we'll meet again in JV if we meet again. So hopefully we'll be more prepared and ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, learning under the great Al Collins. So, you know,
Yeah, that's my guy that L too. When I always in trouble, I go to my guy L, Coach Wu, Coach Buddy. I go to those guys. Even though
mhm,
I've been in the game for this long period of time, I still lean on my elder for some wisdom. So there's nothing wrong with that. You're in
yes,
great hands over there with my guy L.
appreciate it. That's what everybody said. I'm like, you like soak up everything, because you gonna get a lot.
Yes, I even go to my guy Blue every now and then. Say, hey man, what you got for me? Him and my guy Coach Boy, what you got for me, man? I'm thinking about this. How y'all think this may work out for me? So, like I said, I'm still learning the game. So even like I said, my years of experience in there, I don't never want to get comfortable, say I know everything. So I'm gonna always lean on people for guidance. If I have a young coaching staff, they more updated, they play for me, they keep me energized, they own it. So everything we doing as Douglas is ain't about Coach Nunnery. My coaching staff, that's awesome. They're carrying the load for me.
Absolutely, man. And I'm definitely gonna lean towards y'all more than anything else, because like I said, I think I'm really starting to like this. And some of the coaches was telling me, hey, you might things might be hard, but once you continue to learn, you'll like it. So it'll be all good. I'm definitely gonna lean towards y'all. I'm gonna see what's going on in the summertime. And Blue, Drop me your number in the inbox because we definitely gonna talk more. Because I definitely want to try and get better.
For the record, I never lost to Blue. You know, my girls basketball used to deal
Wow.
with him at Lake Area. You know, for the record, there.
How you compare your girl's
Wow.
team to his boys' team? That
I'm,
make
I'm just, yeah, I'm just saying. You know, our girls with this is much talent and this is much rugged as they were. You know, so but no, but
oh
all the
man,
jokes do. But yeah, that's a great guy. I learned a lot from him. You know, my time with him at Lake Iris, even though when they merged into Kennedy, he took care of me. You know, gave me a little wisdom. You know, if he sees something going on in the game, he'll whisper him, man, hey, coach, try that. Like I said, I never was a coach that had that ego problem. So even with you, because if you come to me, hey, you say, hey, cool, what you see this going on? Hey, why don't you try this? And you know, hey, let's put it in there. You know, let's see whatever it works. It's all about the kids anyway. It's not about me getting the glory. It's about the kids.
correct.
So if
Yes,
anything,
sir.
somebody could come to me and say, hey, cool, let's try this. I see this, do this or that. That may work. Hey, let's put it in. Let's see what it do, man. I'm all about last minute things. Let's make it happen, baby. About making adjustment anyway when you're coaching.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, man. Hopefully, Blue Jackson can become a head coach again one day. Hopefully, so, man.
Yes, yes, well,
I
definitely. He
would.
need.
I wouldn't be if Blue becomes a head coach again. I would not be surprised. He might be like hitting my inbox or hitting my phone up and be like,
I,
"Can you come
I
up?"
would
I'm
like to.
like,
I would. I would like to see my guy go back home as Shaw. You know, if the Shaw job ever come available, I'd like to see him go back home.
Well, we'll see. But Coach Lauren D, man, he got that thing rolling right now. He
Mm,
got it
I
rolling.
agree. I agree. He does.
Yep. So, and you speak of Shaw, man, our next guest coming on at 8 o'clock, Coach Shaun Dumas, and he got 35 rolling, and that's gonna be a game come Friday night. I'm gonna be there for that one, 35 and Shaw. But
I
Coach,
wish I could be there, but we're gonna be out of town.
I know you're gonna be in that Bayou area.
then I got
ATL
the
Bourgeois.
then we got a big triple header Friday. So Patrick Taylor's at Haynes.
There you go.
So it's gonna be
Everybody busy.
everybody gonna be going.
Yes, indeed. Coach Nunnery, man, thank you for joining us so much, man. Good luck to you and your squad throughout the rest of the season. And man, just thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
It was an honor and it's a privilege to be here, fellas. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Hey, especially covering these girls basketball because we do need that coverage. These girls really out here playing hard. Most people they just won't focus on the ball. But girls basketball in high school is really making some noise, especially local.
Yes, sir. Most definitely, man. You know, we try to get around girls and boys, man. We do that. So, man, you got that. Thank you, Coach Nunn.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate y'all having me. Enjoy y'all day, fellas.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
That was Coach Harold Nunnery, head coach of the girls basketball team at Frederick Douglass, 13-2 record. And look at like you mentioned it, VK. Athletics all around at Douglas has made a change for the better. I mean, we talking basketball with Curvin Forges. They're rolling. We're talking Coach Nunnery's team. The football team hosted a home game and we streamed
Mm.
that football game with them in Livingston. So right now you have to be very impressed with what's going on at Frederick Douglass. Coach McLeod, the head football coach, also the AD, also doing a great job over there.
Yes, absolutely, and it's all around right now. Athletics is just the icing on the cake. The school right now is a B school, and there's close to being an A school. So that is huge for what Douglas was in the past, and they took a lot of heat. But for them to turn that around and being a great program, and it also has a dual college program as well.
Hmm.
So kids are not just graduating with their high school degrees; they're also graduating with an associate's degree. So I tell you, that is huge for the school, for the community, trying to get a lot of these kids to become productive citizens more than anything else. And and it just shows that you have the right people. You have the right people in place, and they believe the bigger picture, and they lead them to bigger and better things. As in, not just having them being ready for the world more than anything else. not just on the court but off the court, and getting them in the workforce and getting them responsibilities, teaching them life skills.
Correct.
And not too many places does that, and that's huge for Frederick Douglass. And I'm very happy to see what they're doing over there, because we mentioned about history, and it's like, bruh, I'm like seeing the turnaround. It's like, it's amazing, and I love it when smaller programs just turn it around for the better.
Most definitely, most definitely. We spoke about Coach Nunnery's nonprofit organization style, which he said saving troubled youth lives every day. And like he said, it's been going on for 13 years, man. He told me about it years ago, and I was happy to finally be able to be a part of it, help him some type of way, and I was helping him referee basketball games in the Style League, Summer League, and he always mentions about trying to keep the youth off the streets, making having them do productive things to where they can become successful in the real world, and he stands by that so much, and it's a great thing. And when he has a summer league, it's about good 8 teams there. Good 8 teams. I know he had Higgins, he had Booker T. Washington, he had West St. John. He had a bunch of teams a part of this summer league, man. And and I hope this summer league grows. And I was happy to finally be a part of it and do some refereeing. But man, he preaches that all the time when we talk. Yeah, we got basketball, but I want to help these youngsters succeed and not go off the wrong path. He wants them to stay on the right path, and that's what I like about Coach Nunnery so much. And it's just not Coach Nunnery; it's a bunch of coaches. Because a bunch of coaches will sit there and tell you, championships are nice, but I want to see the kids I coach become successful in life, be great parents in life, and that's their main goals. And
It's pro-
go ahead.
it's production. It's about production for the kids, about the
Yep.
whole. And Coach Collins had to make me see that when I kept on, when I continued to coach this year, and he kept on saying, like, remember, it's about the whole of the kid. It's about trying to improve his performance and making sure that he does what he has to do, be responsible. So, and a lot of these, and I could tell with Coach Nunnery, this is more than just sports. This is his ministry.
Hmm.
This is his true ministry, because he wants to be out there and help this community out, and help these kids, and help this community thrive, and to be better and better for the next person and the next person, that the streets can be a little more safer than it ever been, and the city can be more inspiring, that, hey, we could take a kid from this place, but we could turn them around. They don't have to be slinging drugs or drinking and all that stuff. That they can be productive, and that they can be husbands, wives,
Correct.
fathers,
Correct.
mothers. Be responsible citizens in this world without even breaking the law. So that is really big there. But shout out to him. I thank him for asking, and shout out to Blue Jackson. Shout out to all y'all yesterday. I really, really appreciate it, because I ain't gonna lie. VK took the loss really, really hard yesterday. I really did, because I really thought I had it, and I kind of let it get away. But I just know it's a learning process. It's a
Learning.
learning
There you go.
phase, and it's gonna get better. It's gonna get much, much better. So, James Bouye, thank you for asking as well, man. But I thank my brothers, my coaching community, and any kind of help you're willing to give me or whatever, especially around the summertime. I would like to maybe work for one of y'all summer teams or something like that. Something to do outside of Patrick Taylor. So, but it's kind of driving me to maybe transition career.
There you go.
I'm gonna see.
There you
I'm gonna
go.
see. I'm gonna see what God
Nothing,
leads me
no
to.
wrong with trying, man. Nothing wrong, man. Pursue it. Before we hit this commercial break, what you got to tell Blue Jackson is this, man. You just got to tell him, yeah, I remember. Yeah, you beat me. But what happened when Jared Boyd hit that three in your face? That's all you got to tell him, bro.
Oh.
That's all you got to tell him, bro. He gonna get mad, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Right there, sharp practice,
uh,
man. Shoot.
Blue. I don't know if you're hearing this right now.
I,
You,
ja-
you. I
I
hope you're still
jabbed
watching this.
inside. I stepped back. I jabbed again. He took that step back. Whop. He's
and
like, "I can't believe you did that." I sure did, man. I can play ball. He know. Anyway,
he was that mad.
hey man,
Ooh,
look, that's my best friend, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man.
He was
It's
mad.
funny when I find out who your best friend was, and I was like, Blue J. I'm like, wait. I'm like, and I had to figure it out. Jason Jackson?
Jason
Oh
Jackson, bro.
Lord! I
That's right.
already know who he is. Lord Jesus! Probably
Jason
one of
Jackson.
the probably one of the toughest dudes, like one of the coolest dudes. Like he had to go through a lot in his life, but at the same time, one of the toughest basketball players on the floor. He was real tough. You know what I'm saying?
He
So,
didn't talk.
huh?
He didn't talk.
Oh no, he didn't have to talk.
He never talked.
No, he didn't have to. Knowing,
No,
bruh.
I know he didn't have to, but I'm saying
See,
if you knew
see,
Jason back in the day, he
see,
didn't talk.
see, dude, seeing Jason in action, dog,
Shaw
he
Legend.
didn't have to talk. The game did the talking for him, and his
That's,
bruh.
that's it.
I was shocked he didn't play football.
Oh,
That was
he
the
did.
thing
He
too.
did.
Oh, he did.
He did. Then he stopped.
Oh,
So, but it is what it is. Jason Jackson, a Shaw basketball legend at Archbishop Shaw. We had an alumni game and they were talking trash to him and he said, check the record books on me. I'm like, I don't know him because he didn't talk in high school. But anyway, we're taking a quick commercial break and we come back. The head coach of the McDonogh 35 Ron Eagles, Coach Shaun Dumas, will join us right here on the Hash It Out Show.
Hi, I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team. And
at Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985 266 0664 and don't forget to ask about their 1 week free special. And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK Jones. Our next coach, he is a three-time state championship winning coach when he was at Crescent City. And now he's the head coach of McDonogh 35. And he has changed that program around for the better as they are now, I believe, 16-4. We have the one and only Coach Shaun Dumas. Coach Shaun, what's going on? How you doing? I couldn't hear him. Could you hear him, VK?
no, I don't hear him.
Is he on mute?
I'd be on mute. Check him out.
You don't look like he on mute. No, I can't hear him. So, Coach Shaun, let's do this. Let's do this, Coach Shaun Dumas. Log out and log back in, and let's see what happens with that. He wasn't on mute on my end. Oh boy, I don't need this now. I don't need this. I have a legend, and Coach Shaun Dumas. So, try this again with him. Shelby boy, VK, that boy JB looked like when he hit a shot, he didn't expect it. Hold on, bro. Hold on, Shelby, bro. Wait a minute, bro. I don't know where you're going with that, bro. So, all right, let's try Coach Shaun Dumas now. Let's see if we got him. All right, Coach Shaun. Oh, he still ain't got it. I don't hear him. You hear him, VK?
No, I don't hear him either. I wonder
Mute
if
him.
he's on his
Unmute.
laptop, on his computer.
He's on a computer. He's on a computer, but I don't hear him. All right, y'all just bear with us. We're gonna try to get Coach Shaun Dumas on. If not, we will go the other route that we have gone before. One of us will call him, and he's gonna talk through the mic. We're gonna make this work. I promise you.
Yes.
We're gonna make this work. So you text me Coach Dumas' number right quick if we don't get him, and I'll just call him and we gonna get this to work because I'm not about to have this happen. This,
Or he can try his phone to use the what you
uh,
call it and see.
okay, he's wait. Let's see right quick. Yeah, I think I hear something now. Coach Dumas, he went out. Hold on.
No,
Be patient. Be patient, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Be
patient.
patient. Coach Dumas.
Let's see. Oh,
No, we're not getting nothing. All right. Just text me the number, VK. I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna just hold the phone up because we gonna get this. I am not about to have this happening. So we having issues on his end with the sound, but I'm just gonna call Coach Dumas and I'm gonna hold the phone
okay.
and talk to him like that. So just text me his number, but
Yeah,
we're
I'm,
gonna make
I'm
yeah, we're gonna make this work. We're gonna
yeah,
make this work.
I'm gonna make sure I got his right number right now. 'Cause I know he sometimes there's a lot of changes since he went to 35. So
So everybody just bear with us right quick. We gonna get Shaun Dumas on the show. But while we're waiting to get Coach Shaun Dumas on, Coach, we have nothing from Coach. He's not muted.
second.
Everybody just bear with us as we are trying to get Coach Dumas on. All right, hold on, VK. Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
Testing one, two.
I can hear you, Coach. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
What about now?
Oh yeah, you sound good, Coach. You sound good. There we go. All right, all right, Coach Shaun Dumas. Thank you for joining us, Coach. How you doing, my man?
Man, I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
We doing great, Coach.
Good,
We doing
good, coach.
great. Can't complain at all, Coach Dumas. We're happy that you're able to join us. Let's get right into it, Coach. I heard a little rumor that football was your first love. Is that true?
Oh man, who told you that?
Hey, I got resources now.
Oh man, football. Yeah, football was my first love, man. Actually, and I was really good coming up playing football. Um, man, just somewhere along the lines, basketball kind of took over, but football always was my first love, and actually still is. Football, man, something special about football.
Yes, indeed. Tell us about your journey a little bit of falling in love with basketball.
Well, I mean, the reality was, man, at the time, there was just more opportunities. There was travel basketball, AAU, different things like that, and it just so happened, man, that I got hot at the right time in basketball, and things just kind of went the right way with my recruitment and different things like that. So, it was good. Had a really good. I think I had a pretty solid career at St. Augustine football as well. I had some opportunities to play in a SWAC in football, but I just chose basketball, and I think I was happy with that decision.
No, without a doubt, definitely. Um, what was it that made you want to become a basketball coach?
Man, the ability to be what I needed when I was that age. You know what I mean? Like, um, we didn't have a lot of young people that was paying it forward when I was coming up.
So understanding some of the areas that I really needed some guidance in, and most importantly, man, like it was, I see this as a ministry. You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than just teaching kids how to dribble a basketball and how to shoot it, but it's teaching
Hmm.
these kids how to live life. Because the reality is they're gonna live a whole lot longer than they play basketball. So, that's what you hope to
Most
get these kids
definitely.
in the long run.
As I mentioned before, you won 3 state titles during your tenure at Crescent City, and now you're at McDonogh 35. You guys are 16-4, like I said. How do you and how are you able to build a program to make it successful?
Well, I also want to throw in we had 2 state champion runner-ups too. I don't want to belittle that because that's a big feat too, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a blessing to get there. And so we got there 5 years in a row. The biggest thing, man, I tell people all the time is when you're building a program, man, it's about one letting your kids know how much you love them. You know what I mean? Because here's the reality. As much basketball as I played, and I think I was a pretty good basketball player. They don't care how much you
Hmm.
know until they know you care. And that's always resonated with me, right? So when you building a program, the first thing you need to understand, these kids need to understand, is that it's bigger than a ball. Because these kids gonna need a whole lot of life from you. You know what I mean? And so the biggest thing is you gotta lock these kids in, man. The basketball piece is easy. You got to get these kids to buy into the life piece. And once they buy into the life piece, basketball become a breeze.
Before I pass it on to VK, this Friday night, big game with Archbishop Shaw. I will be there. What is it that you've seen on film about the Archbishop Shaw Eagles?
Man, they're a good ball club, man. They play the game the right way. They got a lot of pieces. They're big, they're fast, they're strong. And they feed off each other, that like most good teams. And they defend at a high level as well, man. So I'm excited to see our guys test our muscles against them and just kind of see let the chips fall where they may. I'm
VK.
excited though.
Coach Sean, man, it is good to have you on the show and everything else. Long
Yep.
time coming, but we're glad to have you on and everything, man. You know, I'll tell
Yep.
you one thing. I'm proud to say he's my Purple Knight brother, and you know what I'm saying. And
Yes.
I remember he played football, and he was actually on the team that took Ryan Paralou and company to the brink and just came up short,
To the
But at
brink.
the
Yep.
same time, he was also on the St. Aug basketball team that played against Brother Martin in the state finals. And when I said it was
Yep.
an epic, one of the most epic state championship games, it was very epic, and it was just too bad it went the other way. But I don't know if you remember this. You was on the floor playing that semifinal night, and I'm gonna tell this quick story before I ask the first question. Like that day, y'all played Denham Springs. Brother Martin was coming up
Mm-hmm.
next, Jared, after that semifinal game. So St. All got a lot of student body up in here, and all of a sudden here comes the Brother Martin Conlon Crazies coming in to the section. And I'm like, okay, what they gonna do here? This don't look too good. All of a sudden, they dapping each other off and they join forces one student section. And I was like, my God, like this is just unbelievable to see. All they wanted was them to go against each other in the state championship game. But that was a crazy time. Yep.
Yep. Yep. That was a crazy time, man. And you just try to mask a lot of the different things, but that was a special group, man. Brother Martin had a really good team. We had a really good group as well, man. That game was a
Yeah, and they
classic for
played
sure.
about and Jared, they played about 5 times that year. So
Yep.
fifth
Wow.
That
time.
was the fifth time.
So
Yep.
but regardless of the fact, coach, I mean, the way right now you're
Yep.
continuing to just push and really just turn around programs and everything else, what gave you the opportunity to take over the McDonogh 35 program after the great years you had at Crescent City and also having your own institution for a little bit?
Well, I mean, it was just the right thing to do. You know, I prayed about it a lot with my family. And it was the right thing to do. It just kind of fell into my lap, you know. It was a great thing at the time. I think it was great for me. I think it was great for my family. And I think it was great for the Ryan Eagle family as well, man. I think everything just kind of all the stars just kind of aligned. So I was excited about it. But the cool thing about it was sometimes you just never know what God doing, man. And so sometimes you go into these different journeys, and you have these different things that kind of take place, and it's just confirmation where you need to be. And I think that just kind of happened for me being with the job here at 35, and being at the right place at the right time in the right spot at the right time. So it was cool.
Very much so, and you look at your team this year. You're number 18 in the power rankings and stuff like that, and a tough uh, division, but at the same time, you continue to gain experience and you continue to put a lot of confidence in your team that you can compete and hopefully down the line to prepare for hopefully a good playoff run for the Ron Eagles.
That's right. That's right. And you know what's crazy, because I tell my guys, uh, before I got here, they had to listen to this guy who come talk to them about this champion mindset and being a champion, and they're looking at me crazy like, champion, man, we just trying to play basketball, right? And so the guys just bought in. I've been blessed with a good group, man. They bought in. They locked themselves into the gym. They locked themselves into developing. They locked themselves into being coached. And most important, they locked themselves into being a family, man. Like, these kids spend so much time outside of basketball together. They're a true family, And so when you look at it that way, if here's the reality, I tell people all the time: if you do everything with your brother, when you get on that court, you're gonna hold yourself accountable, and you're gonna make sure you're where you're supposed to be, and you're gonna do your job to another level, because that's your brother, and you want to be there for your brother because you love him.
That's amazing, amazing, coach. Taking a look, you'll be taking on the Archbishop Shaw Eagles on Friday night. I know that's going to be an interesting game, but also down the line in your district, you'll be taking on another former great high school player in Curran Forges and Frederick
My God.
Douglass, who's a really has a really really good program. What you could say more than anything else, especially down the line when y'all meet the Bobcats.
Nah, man, it's gonna be a great game. Kerwin does a great job with his group, man. And I remember when I was at Crescent City when he first got the group, man, and we spent a lot of time spending, just bouncing ideas off each other. And the biggest thing about it is, man, he's a great coach. I think people don't really give him his flowers, man, of what he's done with that program and done with those kids. But those kids have really bought into everything he's pitching at them, and they believe it. And so when you got a group that's believing, I mean, and they'll run through a brick wall for you, man. The sky's the limit, and that's what's happening with this group. But just to piggyback off it, man, I think it's gonna be a great game, man. His guys will be fired up, our guys will be fired up. Hopefully we can get the Hash It Out show to come in and capture that game, man. Come in, capture that moment with some commentary and everything like that.
What's
Hmm.
the date? What's the date of it?
February 10th at let's see, Douglas is actually hosting.
Okay,
Yep.
and what day is that on?
Let me see. Check my calendar right quick because I'm hoping it ain't the same day that I have a
That's
game.
a Monday, February 10th, Monday.
I believe that is
I'll
it. It's
I'll
a
talk to Coach McLeod. I'll talk to Coach McLeod, and Coach McLeod gives me the okay. We will be there, Coach Shaun Dumas. You
Come
got
on
that.
now. Come on now. That's what
Definitely.
I'm talking
yes,
about. That's what I'm
February
talking
10th.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll do that. There we go. Yes, sir. Go ahead, VK.
Oh yeah, and that should be a very interesting game itself. Uh, I'm gonna stay focused here. Now, looking at your players, can you tell us a little bit about your players this year that have been really stepping up for the Ryan Eagles and leading this team this year?
Man, we've been, man, really, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. We've been blessed, man. Our whole group have been our guys been just stepping in wherever needed, man. But we led by senior point guard Kevin Brown. He's just, you know, tenacious on the defensive side, and he's starting to grow in his confidence. We have some pieces, man. You also have Connor McWilliams, who's a 6'1", 6'2" guard who gets to his spots at will. Jason Astorga, 6'3" kid that can play inside out, play on the wing as well as he's a mismatch problem. Ricardo Porter, I know you guys remember his dad, but Ricardo Porter Jr., he's doing a great job for us. Shot Golfner is another 6'3" kid. I mean, and guys, there's about 9 of them I can go off and talk about. We also have 2, I call them super freshmen, man. Malik Jasmine, about 6'1" guard. He's been lighting it up. He's averaging about 14 a game as a true freshman, as well as you have, you know, um, Cam Brown, who's the floor general as well, man. He's having himself a freshman campaign as well. And then we have another kid, Jalen Hayes. Man, he's been lighting it up as well from beyond the arc, man, and James Bell as well. They've been knocking shots down like crazy for us. So I mean, we really going 10, 11 deep, guys. On a good day, and all our guys are really producing at a high level because they staying ready.
Wow. I mean, that's a very, very good and deep team in itself, and looking at your schedule, you got some.
Hold on, I ain't mentioned my guy though, Anthony Mitchell. He is a freaking pest on defense, y'all. He is energy in a bottle, y'all. He come off the bench, man, and he just kind of turns the game up because he's just everywhere. So I couldn't forget my guy Anthony, man. He's a junior. He's about 6'2", 6'3", long, rangy, and he's just physical and he's energy in a bottle, y'all. Y'all let's see him on the 17th.
I'll see him
Absolutely.
Friday. I'll see him
Oh, actually,
Friday. Yeah, I
y'all
will.
see him
Yes.
Friday.
But that's
Yeah,
at the same time, I'm gonna definitely see your team as well on Monday. I'm actually wanting to make this quick announcement that I have the honor of calling the Inspire NOLA Classic on Crescent City Sports. We will broadcast the last 3 games of the day at the MLK Classic. So we will definitely be broadcasting that car and 35 game. So, coach, do me one favor if you can. I'll send you my email address. Please send me your roster and everything
got it.
because we want to be ready and prepared for Monday's ball game against in the car. And
Gotcha.
I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
you about the classic. How it is that every year Inspire NOLA always do this big event, and this time
Yep.
y'all have the turn to hosting.
Well, yeah, we hosted it last year as well. But I'm excited about it because, you get a lot of talent in one space. You know what I mean? So you come out and watch basketball from 11 o'clock all the way to 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? And you ain't going to miss the game. You're going to have some kind of kids that you could come and be able to come and see. And then, at the end, how it is, man. 35 versus car is always going to be a great game. It's always going to be electrifying. It's going to be packed. It's going to be a packed house. Our guys get to showcase their talents. Their guys get to showcase their talent. And look, man, you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great game.
Gotta ask you this. Talking about your alma mater, St. Augustine, how things are going with them right now under Wade Mason, who has really done an unbelievable job. They've won 10 straight games and look
Hmm.
like they are on a roll right now. What you could say about your alma mater and the job that Coach Mason is doing?
Man, Wade doing a great job, man. And that don't surprise me one bit. Wade's a great coach. And he's a great person too. And he got a testimony, so he's been through some things. And so when you got a coach that got a story, that love kids, that have a lot of knowledge about the game, shucks, that don't surprise me one bit, man. So the school and St. Augustine is in good hands with Coach Wade. So I'm excited for what they're doing. I'm excited about the gym. My name on the floor. So I got part of that history right there, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Part of that history right there. Um, that's forever etched in that legacy. Which is a rich legacy, man. And so Wade is doing a great job, and the guys doing a great job of responding to him.
Very much huge right there. Gotta ask you about a little bit about Chris City and Brandon Russ. How much of a job he has done? He was an assistant under you.
Yep.
And for him to maintain the program the way he's doing, getting them to 2 straight trips to the top 28 and winning state last year, that was a moment in time me and JB witnessed. And the one word that the words he's like, he had tears in his eyes right then and there. He was so overwhelmed with emotion to win that championship. And then not just that, the words he said in the press conference was, first of all, I couldn't do this without Shaun Dumas. What you can say about Coach Brandon Russ and the relationship you still have with him?
That's my brother, right? So like for me, the game of basketball linked us through that orange round thing, and so that's still my brother. We still talk 2 3 hours a day. You know what I mean? We still talk about basketball. We still talk about life, right? And so him being a champion, that don't surprise me because I tell people all the time, you won't be a champion if you don't believe you can be one, right? Coach Russ is a
Correct.
champion because he's been a champ. He's been with me in my program for a long time. And like I tell him, it's in you. You've always been a champion, man, and you won't be one until you believe it. And he believed it. He believed in himself. He believed in his product. His kids believe in him. And guess what? He's a champion, man. And so that's one thing you can't take away from somebody. And I'm excited about this year. I think you can go back again and you're gonna do it again. And you know, that's my guy, man. That's what we do. We form brotherhoods through this game, man, and it's a forever thing. I'm
What was
happy for success.
what was your words told to him when you got that phone the day he won that championship and you or him gave him the phone call? What was your words to him?
Congratulations, brother. But guess what? It's congratulations, but most importantly, you know what I'm saying? I knew it was gonna happen for you. Enjoy the moment, right? And so here's what I always tell people. For so long, sometimes you get so caught up in being good that you don't enjoy the moment, right? But here's what people don't realize. There's no guarantee that you'll get there every year.
Right.
So every year you got to enjoy it because every year is different. The year he won it, his first year is different from the year he's going to win it the second and third. And, so it's different. So enjoy the moment, be in the moment, be where your feet are, and really, 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 really enjoy it, man. But I'm excited for him, man. Yeah, he got it. He got that place rocking.
Coach, what would it mean to you if 35 makes a huge run? They have been in deep playoff runs before under Coach Wu Sanders, and especially making a top 28 appearance for the first time in school history. What it would mean to your team if you guys can make a deep run and not just that, get this team back to Lake Charles?
Man, it mean a lot, right? And so I remember when I was at Crescent City. Crescent City's never been there. Before I got there. And so I began to talk to the guys about legacy, right? It's a legacy. What I've been talking to the guys about is you're leaving a legacy, right? The legacy that was going to be remembered for the rest of your life, right? And that's people that came in before you. That's people that knocked down walls and barriers before you, right? So what would it mean? It would mean everything, not just to me, but to 35, the alumni, right? The student body. It would mean everything to the families, to the kids that's been sacrificing. It would mean everything to the coaching staff. It would mean everything for us to make that run that I know we can make if we just kind of lock in and do what we're supposed to do.
Last question, Coach, and I'll give it to GB.
Uh-huh.
You've been in this game for a while coaching, and I remember the big story in ESPN where they talked about your tenure and what it meant for you as a coach and everything. And at the time, I was thinking that not outside of high school, a lot of colleges were looking at you to come and come in and do some work in the next level, but you chose to stay within the New Orleans area and to really stand in a high school game. What made you feel like that? Hey, I'm gonna stay here. Stay in the high school level and everything else, but not just that. What made you think to stay in that level? And also, was it family that kind of, because I know your family means so much to you. Coach,
We lost him for a second. Let's see if we can get him
Lawson.
back. Yeah, we lost him. Let me see if we can get him back right quick. All right, Coach Dumas. Coach.
Coach,
Yep, I'm
All
back.
right, he's back. All right,
you
go
got
ahead, VK.
you
I guess the thing that kind of I popped out
Yeah,
on
you
y'all,
good.
yeah,
right?
you good, you good. If you got the question, go ahead and answer it.
Yeah. So look, I think the biggest thing, right? There's been multiple college jobs that come across my desk. Um, and the one thing I had to really ask myself at the end of the day is, you know, is it good for me and my family? And two, does it match what my purpose at this moment? So, you know, I've been I've been blessed to be a part of many programs and many rebuilds at the high school level. But I think the biggest thing was me actually tapping into my purpose, knowing my mission field, knowing where I'm used at right now. And so at this moment, I believe wholeheartedly, and I know wholeheartedly that my mission field right now is these kids in the inner city youth of New Orleans. And so that's been the thing that's been kind of keeping my feet 10 toes down, making sure that I've been importing wisdom and life into these kids because, man, the reality is, y'all, these kids growing up fast. These kids growing up fast, and we have kids that have a lot of potential, and they're not reaching their potential because the streets getting them faster than we reaching them. And so that being said, um, the reason why I'm here is because I'm on purpose to be here at this moment. And, I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm called to do until I'm called to do something else.
There you go.
There you go. Coach Dumas, I'll get you out of here on one question, but I got to do a part two interview with you sometime down the line because I do have a lot more questions to ask you. So one day down the line, we'll do a part two. But my question is this.
For sure,
Yeah,
man. For
my
sure.
question is this, and I was upset because I never knew about this. But tell us about those days at the barn with Chris Paul and J.R. Smith. I didn't know nothing about this till a couple days ago.
Man, those are my guys, man. Those are my guys, man. They were always there. They had a special relationship with my coach, Dan Jackson. You know, um, they had an awesome relationship with my coach Dan Jackson, and Dan Jackson, he was the plug back then, man. So he had the AAU program. He had a lot of the guys that played for him, and so we used to have the Born Rockin', man, Brandon Bass, CP, DJ Augustine. We had a lot of people in the building.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Can you
We
hear
hear
me,
you.
go
guys?
ahead.
Yes,
So we
sir.
good. We're good.
Yeah. So so when I tell y'all, man, Big Baby, when I tell y'all the gym used to be rocking, rocking, rocking. So, that would and then like when you play against like guys that's considered like, great at that moment and you get the chance to test your muscles, you began to yeah, you began to really like get your confidence all the way through the roof. We can't forget about, boy Lester
Yeah.
McCaleb and Kendall Dykes and James Paulo. We can't forget about those guys that was in the gym as well. That I also consider pros. But Lester McCaleb had one of the most decorated European careers ever. So there was also in the mix of that. So when you talk about all of those guys in one roof, man, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You talk about all those guys up in one roof, man, and under one roof, and when you talk about like the most important thing that you had to really like get you some sleep the night before. When CP coming in there, like you
Yeah.
gotta get you some sleep, dog. Like you better drink you some water. You gotta get some iron. JL coming in there, man. Them dudes coming in, they ain't coming in. It wasn't like the runs right now. The runs they cool, they stay up. Man, dudes going at your neck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's super important. But I also wanted to kind of piggyback off something before I get
Okay.
out of here, y'all, because I know you said it's the last question. But look, you asked, what's the secret to building a great program? And one of the things I wanted to really spend some time camping on is having good people around you. right? My coaching staff, man, is second to none. They've been around for so long. They're constantly, continuously learning the game. They're continuously pouring into the guys. So it's not a one man show. My guys, like, the thing is, my team see what a team operate like because they see my coaching staff as a team as well. They see how serious they take their jobs. They see how serious they take their scouts. They see how serious they take player development. They see how serious, my staff do an unbelievable job, man. It's just like pouring into the kids and also, making sure that we hold each other accountable so that the guys can be ready to rock and roll on game day.
Most definitely.
And
Go ahead.
coach, you played with Chevis Bremer one time, didn't you?
Chevis, yes. Chevis Brimmer played my freshman year.
Oh,
Man, let me tell y'all something. Listen, Chevis was a senior my freshman year.
all I'm gonna tell you,
Chevis introduced me. He introduced me to college basketball. He was free playing, and so I was a pretty good defender,
yes.
y'all. I locked in on defense. So Chevis coming at me full speed in transition. I'm like, man, I'm about to lock him up. He don't have nowhere to go. Man, Shepard looked the other way and throw the ball between my legs and just keep going. I'm looking like, man, what just happened to me, man? Shepard introduced me to college basketball. I said, all right, I got a long way to go.
What
I got a long way to go. Shepard introduced me to college basketball, man. He had some days where he kind of like
you,
really lit me up, and I respect him and Michael Venado so much, man. Them dudes put me in the blender at times, and that kind of steer me in the right
you
direction. So Shev's
you
is that dude.
Chevis and Mike Barnado was an interesting backcourt at Xavier. An interesting backcourt. And
Yep.
then I remember, and
Yep.
I'm gonna say this before
Is this the Mike
you.
Vonador that was at Jesuit or this somebody
Yes,
else? Okay.
yes,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
yes. They had an
Yep.
interesting backcourt, and I remember they went at a team. They went at Suno. Suno had the best team they probably ever had in the program, and they
Oh
had a
yeah.
they had a couple of
Yep.
players. One of them was the referee, Lucas. Lucas was on that
Lucas.
team,
Yep.
Okay.
and also
People don't realize how good Lucas
Lucas
was,
was
man.
nice.
Lucas
Then they
was
had a
nice.
dude,
It was him and this guy named
Roberto
Roberto.
Pereira, but they had this other
Yep.
guy who was the catalyst. And when I say one of the best players, that maybe ever played against Xavier in the Barn, Touche Harvey. When I say
Touche.
Touche Harvey made people mouths drop, he made people
Yep.
mouths drop because he was
Yep.
that dude. He set the tone. One time he on a drive on the right side, he shook one dude up, went to the goal, posterized someone right there, and this was like 5 minutes into the game, and I'm like, oh my god, who is this dude?
Listen, people don't realize that the Suno Xavier game was just as big as the Village
Yes,
Xavier game. That's how good they were. It was huge, man. That was huge games, man.
absolutely.
That was huge games. Them games, man. Them games, boy. That brought back some memories.
Yeah, that's why we got to have a part two because
Yeah.
Sean got some GCAC stories he'll definitely tell you about.
Yeah.
No doubt.
We
For
would
sure, for
definitely have a
sure.
part two. I promise you that. Because, like I said, I got some more questions, and I know you got some. And if we have George, he has some too. So definitely. But Coach Dumas, man, this was wonderful. I thank you for taking time out your schedule to join us. Good luck to you and your team throughout the rest of the season. And I will see you Friday night at Archbishop Shaw.
Oh man, see you guys Friday
Definitely.
night, baby.
Coach.
All right.
All right, that is Coach Shaun Dumas. And did George Pepper shave his head?
What?
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? He's right there. I'm about to click him on, and boom, he gone. But anyway,
Disappeared.
he'll come back. He'll come back. But I remember when Coach Dumas got hired, VK, and I want to say we was on this show together. And as I bring in George Peppers, and I'll restart my question. Remember when Coach Shaun Dumas was hired for 35, and I remember to this day, I said by his second year, they will be a playoff team. And right now, 16-4, 18 in the power rankings. So, you know, The light is there to make the playoffs. I can see it happening. It will happen. And dude, you cannot when you think of Coach Shaun Dumas, there's people already calling this dude a legend. He took over a 3-win team the year before at Crescent City and got to 5 state championship appearances. Won 3, other 2 were runner-ups, as he mentioned. Started the Shaun Dumas Academy and got them on a national circuit. You know, starting his own academy, and that's another story for itself. When we bring him back for part 2, and the job he has done wherever he's gone has been magnificent. Now 35, here they come in his second year, 16-4, and they still quiet. Not a lot of noise yet. If they go to Shaw Friday night and defeat Archbishop Shaw, I promise you, you're gonna start hearing about 35 even more, VK.
I think if they pull off the winner in Shaw, their power rankings are gonna go way up if they win that ball game, because Shaw is right now number 1 in Division 2. So I think this is going to be a huge test for both teams, especially for the McDonogh 35. And it's going to be tough for 35 because they are in a tough Division 1 select.
Yeah,
But I think if they continue to get better and you look at their schedule, it gets tougher and tougher, and that's going to help 35. If they can get some wins down the line, if they can defeat Frederick Douglass for district, but not just that, they have Newman down the line at home, and then also Country Day is going to be coming up on the road, and then Holy Cross at the end of the year. So that could help them out tremendously in the power rankings if they could get some wins on that schedule. And I know that, but at the same time, knowing Coach Dumas, he teaches his team to play with no fear.
that's right.
And the thing he turned around at Crescent City, it ain't the fact he just turned around 3-win team. He kept the school from being
Close.
closed.
That's right.
Crescent City was this close of being in closure.
That's right.
And it was almost the same situation with Brandon Russ. So they are still in existence because of the basketball program and also the volleyball team that's been doing good. So it's the fact of the matter is that Shaun Dumas has done wonders. I think this 35 team is going to be scary if they continue, even if they lose to Shaw in a close game. But if they do win, either way, this is going to be a tough team you might not want facing the playoffs.
George Peppers, your thoughts about Shaun Dumas and his McDonogh 35 team?
I mean, there's nothing that I can say that needs to be said that hasn't already been said by you two about Shaun Dumas. But I can pretty much guarantee how McDonogh 35 wins that game Friday night. That's
You
easy.
saying 35 is going to win Friday night?
No, there is a way they do, though.
Okay.
I just got to be in the building. It's at Shaw, right? I just got to
Oh,
Yes,
be.
that's enough.
Look, there's a story to it, Jared. If you don't mind,
Go
I'll
ahead.
share the story. But as far as Coach Dumas, let me talk about him.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this man is one of the best coaches in our city, in New Orleans. He has won a lot. I've mentioned what he's done at Crescent City. Now, what he's doing at McDonogh 35. He has got that program. This is a proving ground game for 35 Friday. Shaw is a team that's going to be one of the favorites to win state in their division. They're one of the teams that you look at and say, I see that schedule. I see what y'all have done with that schedule. And I see how y'all beat the teams that are lighter than you and doing what you're supposed to do. But the quick story is this. Last year at the Ilario Center for the Sugar Bowl tournament, myself and Jared watched Shaw play Silsbee High from Texas. We were watching that game. VK, I think, was doing the game for Crescent City, I think, in another court. So we got up to Coach Wesley Laurendine, Shaw's head coach. And I'm 0-2 watching Shaw play basketball. 2 times I've gotten to see Shaw, they've lost both games. They lost to Silsbee in a close game. And I remember after that game, Laurendine jokingly and in jest said
No,
to
it
both
was
my
on the show. It was on the
it was
show.
on the show?
Yes, on the
Oh, that's
show.
right. It was on the show. Yeah, he
Yes.
said that on the show subsequently because we had him as a guest. And he said, I don't need you at Shaw. So there it is. I mean, and then last Friday, I was given the offer by you, Jared, to go to watch Shaw and Warren Easton, which Let's be honest. They were supposed to win that game even with me or without me in that building. I decided not to go because I'm erring on the side of caution. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I believe in jinxes and all that stuff. I mean, it sounds it does, but I don't. I'm just using it as a play. But for a 35, it is a proving ground game to see where they are in their development. And that schedule VK rattled off about 35 down the stretch after Shaw. You mentioned Country Day. They're always good. Newman, another really good team. There's no what's the word I want to use? There's no gimmies for the
No
Run
gimmicks.
Eagles
Yeah.
down the stretch. There are
Right.
no gimmies for them down the stretch. Maybe one or two, maybe one game where they should do what they're supposed to and handle business. But Shaun Dumas has done such great work. And who's surprised at this? Not me.
Not
The
me.
man's already got the
I
man's
said it.
already got a resume.
Yes. I said in his
So
second year he would have them up and running. I
It's a
said that
it's
then.
a it's a tough task though to go to Shaw Friday night and win that game. Can they? Yes, they are capable. They will go out there and throw their best game at them. But is their best game the question that has to be asked? If the Renegos play their best game against Shaw's best, who wins? Probably Shaw. But I don't think the Renegos are going to disgrace themselves by any stretch of the imagination Friday night at all.
Well,
Well,
we
well,
will see come Friday night. Quickly, VK, before we go to commercial break.
I guess you gave Coach Lundeen a little bit of bad luck. I gave former John Curtis head coach Michael Kreischer a lot of good luck because every time Coach Kreischer see me, he was like, "Oh," I'm like, "You don't know? Like, yeah, but we have a winning record every time you come here and cover us. Like every game
Uh,
you covered, we won." So I was
Yeah,
like,
but dude,
"Wow."
I've been poking up. Look, I've been jokingly threatened. It's like, man, if you show up, it may not end well for you. And I jokingly was messing with Jared Friday, saying, it would be the bounty. There would be a bounty placed on my head if Warren Easton would have won that game last Friday. And I think two people would have led the charge. One, the CEO of the Hash Out Show, and Coach Laurentine. I think they would have led the brigade. I think. And look,
man.
I say this tongue firmly planted in cheek, guys. It's all jokes. It's all fun. And again, for the record, do I believe in conspiratorial stuff? Not at all. Not
Well,
at all.
everybody, we're taking a quick commercial break, and we come back. We're gonna go over our top 5 teams in the
Oh,
state for basketball, girls and boys basketball. Excuse me. I didn't get one from George. He's been a busy man, but me and VK, we have ours, and we'll talk about it right
Feeling
here on the
drained
Hash It Out
from the
Show.
constant noise in your daily life? Immerse yourself in pure audio bliss with drums. Experience a world of crystal clear sound, free from distractions. Discover the ultimate relaxation and escape into an oasis of serenity. Grab yours today. drumsworld.com.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
All right, folks, as we kick off tonight's football game, let's take a moment to talk about something just as important as a winning playbook: your financial future. Kaylin Parker, a financial advisor with Magnolia Wealth Strategies, is here to help you stay financially fit off the field. From retirement and estate planning to investment management and even insurance needs, Kaylin Parker is here to help you. Reach out to Kaylin at 504-613-2161 or at cparker at financialguide.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK Jones and George Peppers. So we've always done top 5 for football for the past 2 years, and now we will do basketball. Our inaugural rankings, and we will start with the girls. And let me scroll down and find them. Here they are. And I'm going to post VK Jones first. I'll post mine second. So for the girls, here are VK Jones' top five. And there you have it right there. He has the Walker girls, number one, Curtis, number two, Edna Card, three, Wassman, four, and LCA, number five. VK, explain your rankings to the world, please.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind the reason why Walker is number one is the fact of the matter is they're the only undefeated women's team in the state, and they have over 10 wins against the power ranking top 10, and their resume is really, really good. And Walker really trying to get over the hump this year and try to finally win it all. They thought last year was the time, but this could be the year, but we'll see what happens. And Curtis number two. Curtis has had some really good wins. I think about six against the top 10 in power rankings. They have been playing very, very consistent. A good job by Alondra Brown and her squad. And the car, they have been really coming along. They got some really good wins, and they're trying to get it together. And they are a team that's on the rise. Washman, and they could have been at least top three or top two, but they had a couple losses, and one of them was a very shocking loss. And you mentioned it to me, Jaron, and I looked at that and I was like, wow, they still be in the top five, but
It was a shocking loss, but when you look at that team who beat Wassman's schedule, then you're like, maybe it's not. But go ahead.
yeah, still, I think they lost them at home at that. So,
No, Wassman's on the
on the
road.
road, on the road. Yeah, okay. Yeah, regardless of the fact, loss is a loss. Not saying it was a bad one, but they still get in the top five. But you look at, Curtis and how Carr is coming up, Wassman's still in the top five, but they're number four. LCA, very respectable at number five. They have some real good wins on their schedule as well, because it was kind of hard to really pick between them or Fairview, because me and you talked about it, Jared. And I really like what Fairview is doing.
Hmm.
But LCA, I think they got a lot more top 10 wins right now on their schedule than Fairview. So I will put LCA as number five.
See, I look at VK's top five, and he has Curtis too high, ladies and gentlemen. Edna Cars is in his top five. They're not mine. They're my top 10, but they're not my top five. Wassman is in my top five. LCA is not my top five. So I disagree with VK on his, but he is missing one team that should definitely be in everybody's top five. He's missing one team.
Parkway?
Oh, that's one. That's one for sure. But there's another one. And I will get to my top five. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, I have Walker. Number two, I have Parkway. Number three, look at him hit his leg. Yeah, VK. The Zachary Lady Broncos. Yeah, VK. You forgot
I
Ava,
I
Redmond, and Tiara. Yeah, they
I
they just beat Curtis 76-61, and those two accounted for 58 points out of their 76 points. Yeah,
I now see I had to do research and change something on the
on
boards.
the boys.
Brother told me I should have went back to the girls
Oh
on
yeah.
one more thing.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and, and, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm not fussing. I'm gonna say this, JB, you got me. You definitely got me. Because I'm like, let me see on the top five. And I'm like, Parkway, to me, Parkway is coming to my top five. They coming. I'm no disrespect at all to Parkway. They're a hell of a program. I'm just looking at everything down the line, and all the top five I have has real good resumes. Parkway has a good one too, but I think some of the teams have a lot more wins than Parkway right now, just to be honest. But at the same time, Zachary, you're absolutely right. They have a really good resume and really good players. So I almost forgot about the Lady Broncos. So can't forget
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah. Wassman I have at number four. Curtis is at number five with the loss to Zachary yesterday. Now, somebody told me Wassman beat Zachary twice. That is correct. Yes, they did. And I can have them over Zachary. Yes. Yes, I can. There's nothing wrong with that. They beat them twice. 17-3, 15-3. They should be there, right? Yeah, you can honestly vouch for that. And I wouldn't have a problem with it with Washington being over Zachary. But that Washington loss to me, to to Huntington, to Huntington, is why I have Zachary um above Washington. To me, the Huntington loss was well, it really ain't that bad. It's really not. And I'm gonna tell you why in a second. But due to that is why I have Zachary over Walsman. But I could have Walsman over Zachary. Curtis, I did have higher on Monday. And then I had to re-rank it today when I saw that they lost to Zachary. Another big time win for Zachary. Zachary got wins over Southern Lab, Slidell, Harton, Ponchatoula, Curtis. That's some big time wins. Walsman got wins over, where's Walsman on my list? Parkway, Southern Lab, Washita, Curtis, Ponchatoula, and Zachary twice. That's big. Huntington. We talk about Huntington, okay? Huntington is 9-4, but they've beaten Parkway and they've beaten Wasman. So everybody look out for the Huntington Lady Raiders because that right there is telling me a lot. And that whole district, VK, that district, that's Shreveport district right now, District 158. Harton, 19-1. Natchitoches Central, 18-1. Airline, 14-2. Parkway, 14-2. Captain Trees, 17-4. Benton, 17-7. Huntington, 9-4. And then you got Bird and Evangel with a combined 2 wins and 22 losses. That is a tough district right there. But we can also say Dental Springs could be in there. So I like my list. You forgot Zachary. But look, LCA gonna do damage. They've had a tough schedule as well, VK. George, what are your thoughts right quick?
I mean, I have my own top five. I just didn't submit it. Again,
Oh,
trying to.
gee, what you got, bro? Bring it.
All right. Look, I'm gonna make it a consensus. Walker is the number one team at 24-0. It's hard to argue what they've done against what they've done. Walker is number one. I agree with you on Parkway being two, but I'm gonna flip three and four. I'm
Okay.
gonna go Watson three. Yes, they lost to Huntington, and Zachary is four. Curtis is five, but there's another New Orleans team that is making major marks, and they're gonna be a problem before the end of the year, and that's Dominican. Those girls, the Lady Cubs, have been really, really good. They're 18-2. That is no joke. They can
Mm-hmm.
play. Um, so my top five is similar to yours. I just have four and three flipped. I have Wasserman ahead of Zachary because to me, yeah, Zachary beat Curtis, beat the brakes off of him yesterday, but Wasserman owns 2 wins against Zachary.
I
That
have
is
no argument with
unmistakable.
that. I have no
Huh?
argument with that. No
I,
That
argument
and,
with that at all.
and the
that
fact that they beat them on the court twice, that's enough of an impetus for me to put the Wildcats at three. Look, the strength of this state is the northern part with Parkway, Wasman. Huntington's got really good. Walker and Zachary are going to have to carry the mantra for Baton Rouge. Curtis, Dominican, and other teams, maybe Lafayette Christian, are going to have to carry it down the way. But that's my top five. I've got Walker, Parkway, Wasman, Zachary, and Curtis. Alondra Brown, another good job with that group this year. And, I look at VK's top five, and I don't fault Lafayette Christian being in there. I don't have a real. This isn't Kentwood or Dunham-esque. I don't
No, it's
think
not. It's not.
it's not because that's a quality basketball team that has put together a good run, and they've beaten some good opposition. Just look at their resume next to the teams that are in it, and they're kind of like I don't want to say lagging. I don't think that's the right word. They're really not lagging. It's just the depth of the girls' top tier is palpable. It's there. I mean, you can rank more than five. If we could rank more than five teams, we could, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But and again, there's no real eyesores like, oh wow, how do you got them there? And Etna Carr three. Etna Carr's team is really good too. I forgot to mention Etna Carr.
Yeah.
They are incredibly good. We talked with their head coach last week.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a team that's going to run and gun you. That's the U. I don't want to say they're the UNLV of girls basketball in Louisiana. The running rebel back in the heyday with Tark and where they would run it up and down the court. I mean, I don't want to say cars that, but that's another team that's going to be a problem. That might be a team we see in Hammond for
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah,
the March Madness state championships at some point later this year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-mm.
VK, last words on the top five before we go to the boys.
And George, it's when you said Dominican, Dominican does not really have a mascot name. You said Cubs, that's Mount Carmel.
Oh, that's right.
That's Mount
Okay,
Carmel.
all
Dominican
right.
does, and if you don't believe it, look it up, ladies. Dominican does not have a mascot name.
That's a
It's just
shocker.
Dominican. Because I remember I covered them a couple years ago, and I talked with Ryan Reuter, and
Hmm.
Hmm.
Coach Reuter was like, "No, we don't have a mascot. It's just Dominican."
That's silly though. How do you not have a mascot?
Hey, man, I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
just St.
That's
All I
Mary's
know is
trips.
Dominican. That's it.
the name of the school is St. Mary's of Dominican,
That's
and
it.
It is.
or Dominican. So hey,
Mm-mm.
but we know their colors are black and white, and they have the Veritas symbol
That's right.
at one point of their warm ups and stuff like that. So
Yes.
just
I think that's their symbol. Period, huh?
that's
Yeah.
the symbol period of the school,
Yeah.
but no nickname, no mascots, just Dominican.
Gotcha.
But they got a very beautiful school, and I ain't gonna lie, probably one of the best gyms in girls basketball.
All right, let's move on to the boys. I'll put mines up first this time. Number one, yeah, I got Liberty. Yes, sir. Number two, I got Zachary. Number three, I have 11 and 2, Archbishop Shaw. Number four, them 20 wins look very good, but there's a team that beat them. That's the one in their 20 and 1. Number four is Calico Baton Rouge. And number five was tough for me. Five was tough. It was between three teams. I looked, and I went schedule wise. Even one of them teams got a victory over this team, but I went schedule wise because it was tough with three of them. I went with St. Thomas More. The other two that was in the runnings was St. Augustine and Country Day. So those are my five. Yes, Shaw has a loss to Liberty. Shaw was leading Liberty until the fourth quarter. And Shaw has a victory over Calico Baton Rouge. Shaw's one loss, like I said, is to Liberty, and the other loss is to a good, hopefully be right school. But I did push Shaw over Calico Baton Rouge. Your thoughts on my top five first, George?
I mean, again, as is was with the girls, you can rank more. If we could rank more than five teams, then it would be no doubt because there's a few teams you do not have that I looked at, and
Hmm.
one of them I'm surprised you didn't mention when you get to me from my top five that I really thought about putting in, and I'm still I was kind of debating whether to put them in or not, but it's a team with they resume every year and they are always finding their way to a state semifinal or a state. They're the reigning state champions. And I'm talking about Peabody. I don't mean, yeah, the War Horses,
Okay. Okay.
Charles Smith's team. They are incredibly another really good group
Yep.
this year. And when you look at them, they're a team that's going to be a problem as we get to, as we get closer to Burton Coliseum in March for the top 28
Hmm.
or however and whatnot. There's not a lot of vigorous debate to who you have and who VK will have and who I have. I don't think there's any strenuous debate when you look at who we have ranked amongst our top. You have Shaw high. I don't blame you. Shaw has tested themselves immensely to this point, and they get another one Friday night against the Renegals of McDonogh 35.
Hmm.
So there's no doubt to me, excuse me, that Shaw belongs in this axiom of our top five at some point. Um, I kind of thought you would go Zachary one. Really, to be honest with you, they've been really good. And the Yellow Jackets at Denham Springs, they've had a really nice year at
Yeah.
20 and one.
Yeah.
That's a team that could be a problem. But when it comes to crunching time, is Denham Springs good enough to add together a run like the teams that we know that have proving ground kind of teams? I think they have a chance to be. But for me, from my top five, since he came to me first, I'm gonna
I,
go.
I I asked you about my top five. I ain't go to you first, but go ahead. You can
Okay,
go.
well, I
You go.
mean,
Nah,
dude,
yeah,
I ain't
I'm
trying to
messing,
steal.
man. I'm
I'm not
messing,
trying to
man.
steal. I'm not,
Yeah, I'm messing.
brother. I am not trying to steal your thunder, bro, at all.
Nobody still nobody thunder, man. I'm messing. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
except
What's
that
your top
harassment you
five?
gave me. Except that harassment you gave me over the weekend with um, one of the NFL games. But we'll leave it there. Uh, I don't want and then having to hear another of the Hash It Out show members talk noise about both you and I after Friday night. So it's
It's all
one
good.
of those.
Yep.
It's all to the good. It's all chicken but the gravy, right?
Hmm.
At the end of the day, um, for me, my top five goes like this. I'm gonna go Zachary one,
Okay.
Shaw two,
Oh.
Shaw two. Schedule.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, three Liberty, four Catholic of Baton Rouge, five. I bit the bullet. I'm going to put Peabody in there because I just have that much respect for Charles Smith and that program. Every year they continue to churn them out. Every year they're always a threat.
All right.
And that's my five.
My question is: so you have Shaw two and Liberty number three, right?
And Liberty beat Shaw. I know what you're going to
Yeah, that's where I
say.
was going.
Liberty beat
The
Shaw.
head to head, Liberty did get him. That's where I was
Yes, they
going.
did. But
Okay.
they needed a fourth quarter to get him. It was a game that Shaw had in the wheelhouse, and it got away.
Okay.
That's why I feel like if you put those two on the court again, maybe this time in a neutral setting, maybe Burton Coliseum at some. Well, no, it can't be because they're in a different division.
Hmm.
Um, so we're not going to see it again. But if you were to put this game on a neutral floor, I think Shaw would have a reasonably good chance to pull this thing out.
Okay. All right. Well, I think the first name was on a neutral court.
Yeah, it
So
was in a tournament that y'all played him. I think it was some
yeah,
invitational or something.
that's a neutral court. So just saying they went on neutral court the first time. I forgot what the
They
tournament
did.
was at.
But again, it took a fourth quarter rally by Liberty to grab Shaw and win that game. So
Sure did.
you
Sure
know.
did.
I mean, it was
All
a
right.
game that Shaw seemed to have control of, and they let get away.
They let it get away. Can't
Yep.
do that. Not to a good
Nope.
Liberty team.
No, sir.
All right. VK Jones, you ready, bro? Your top five. So
Yes,
VK Jones'
sir.
top five look like this. He has Calicut Baton Rouge number one, Zachary two, Liberty three. Man, all the Baton Rouge schools, he got one, two, three. And
Nothing
then
wrong with that.
and the New Orleans area schools, Shaw and St. Augustine. Go ahead, VK. Talk about your top five.
St. Augustine, I put them in number five. It's going to be between them and Country Day because both of them, especially Country Day, having a really good resume right now. Very good year. St. Augustine, one of the hottest teams right now in New Orleans. They have won 10 straight games and having big victories on the road at Dunham and on the road against Madison Prep and getting a big victory against LB Landry. So now their schedule then got tougher, and they've been really stepping it up. A very good job for Wade Mason and his squad as this team is continuing to climb. Shaw, no doubt, it was going to be in my top five anyway. They are number four. They're playing. They're having a great year this year. They have beaten Catholic, and I'm gonna tell you why I got them number one in a minute. But Shaw right there at number four. Number three, Liberty is right there because of the fact of beating Shaw head to head. And they have been having a real good year. You look at their resume. Shaw has a couple big wins under their belt. Liberty has some big wins under their belt. And they have 6 wins against winning teams, 4 wins against the top 10 in the power rankings. Zachary is number two. Zachary's number two. And this is the reason why I'm going with these top three because of resume. You look at Zachary. Zachary has over 10 wins over winning teams, 8 over the top 10 teams in power rankings. Catholic. Reason why? They're number one, even though they've lost to Archbishop Shaw. They're 20-1 on the season. Here is their resume. And at first, I thought about Liberty being number one. And then I looked at Zachary. I had to look at Zachary later because of the fact that I almost forgot about them. But they had to go up there. But you look at Catlett's resume, and we cannot ignore this at all. 20-1, 11 wins against winning teams, 10 wins against top 10 power ranking teams. 10. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore that. I'm sorry. Right now, you're the best team in the state. If you got, I can see you have 4 or 5 wins. Okay, I would put Shaw above. I will put Liberty above. But 10 wins against top 10 competition. That is big. That is sending a lot. That sounds like a Landry Walker resume, a Carver resume of how good of teams you're beating.
Let's talk about key wins. Calic Baton Rouge key wins. You ready? St. Augustine,
Come on.
St. Augustine, Lake Charles College Prep, Hannon twice, Curtis. Shaw key wins. Hannon twice. Madison Prep. You got Jesuit. You got Catholic. And I forgot the team that they beat in the tournament from Atlanta, Georgia. That's the best team in Georgia that they beat. Key wins there. Both of them beat Hannon twice, and I think Hannon's number 3 in Division 2. Shaw got Madison Prep. Jesuit only has 2 losses. That's to Shaw and STM. Calico Baton Rouge, the 1 in 20-1 is to Archbishop Shaw.
And you're right, not knocking that, but their resume is a bit better than Shaw. You can't count that Atlanta win.
How's it better than Shaw?
It's a good win for Shaw with beating their team in Atlanta. But remember, that don't count in the state. You got to count the win.
That don't count in the state. It's counts the record. What you talking about?
It counts on the record. Like I'm just saying though. You know what I'm saying? That's an out of state win. That's good, but that don't help your power rankings.
Yes, it does.
Wait,
they count out of state. What you talking about?
They started counting out of state again?
They do it for football. They always have.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. If I go to Shaw's schedule right now, they got their 3 wins from out of state.
They must have started it again because a couple years ago they stopped that. They really did. So just saying, they must have just started off again, counting out of state wins. Now, but you look at it. But you look at Cadley's schedule. Look at the key wins for Cadley.
I'm looking at it.
Crescent
City.
Right
here. I got them all right here.
Hold on. Crescent City, defending state champion. St. Augustine
Crescent
on a
City.
10-game.
No disrespect to Crescent City.
No, that's
we talking Division 4 to Division 1, man. Come on now.
I understand that, but I'm sorry. That's defending state champ. You cannot disrespect that.
I'm not disrespecting them, but you comparing a Division 4 to Division 1. Come on, man.
Man, it don't matter. It's a defending state champion.
Oh, come on. Bro.
Champion is a champion. You just can't. I see where you're coming from with that. But at the same time, that's still a defending state champion.
My God.
And
Brandon
then you
Russ got how many players on his team? 7, maybe 8. The depth not even close with that from Division 4 to Division 1.
And you're right about that. Now, St. Augustine, 10-game winning streak. You look at also Hannon. You beating them twice. You look at Lake Charles College Prep, who is 14-4 on the year.
Yeah.
You look at also another key win. Yeah, you look at John Curtis with a big win. That was an overtime close game.
Yep.
You look at Rummel with a good win. They have a winning record. East Ascension having a huge year at 13-4. So, and then also
are you really saying Rummel is a key win for Catholic? Are you saying that for real? Rummel is a key win.
Hey, Rummel has been a good playoff team last couple of years now. We cannot sleep on Rummel. That's just what it is. But at the same time, you look at that, and also you look at the Ponchatoula win. That's a defending state champ. You look at University Lab. That's a deep playoff team. So that is, I'm counting 10 wins against key power rankings. But not just that, you got what 11 wins against winning teams, and that's just huge right there on the resume. But besides all that, with Catholic, you look at their district too. Their district outside of the Cat League, this could be the toughest district in the state of Louisiana. You look at them, you look at Zachary,
Yep.
who's at 16-1. You at Liberty, 13-1. You look at Scotlandville, that's 13-4. Woodlawn, 12-7. And this one team that is starting to come all along right now. And you look at their record, but look at the wins. They got good wins on the schedule. That's Central of Baton Rouge. They're
Hey,
12
Central,
and
Central,
2.
Central rolling.
And
Central rolling.
Central got some good
They
wins.
rolling.
So that
Mm-hmm.
is a tough district in itself. So
Baton
plain
Rouge,
and
baby.
simple, it is
BR.
going Baton Rouge, and that's the scary part. They're going to beat each other up, and I tell you, they might be a factor in the playoffs. But regardless of that, that is how my top five look. But but I'm not disputing the year Shaw is having. They're really a great team. There's no doubt in my mind, and it could move up. And one of these teams might be knocked off because they are going to play one another.
Oh, they
They are
had to
going to
those
play one.
first three. The first three. They got
Yes,
to play each other.
they're going to play each other.
They got to play each other. It's a must.
Mhm.
All right. Did George say anything about your top five yet?
George, your thoughts on the top five?
I mean, I see St. Augustine there, and I don't blame you. I mean, they are one of the hottest teams in the city of New Orleans, winning 10 in a row. And Wade Mason uh, seems like he's got a foothold of this team this year. Are they as good as the teams in front of them? That's going to be an interesting subplot as we hit the rest of the year. I don't have any real issue per se. There's nothing egregious about this top five. You know how we pick on VK about Dunhams and the Kentwoods and all that. I don't see none of that on this first edition of the basketball top five.
No, me
I,
neither.
I really don't. I mean, I'm looking at it, and for me, I have it flip flop. I have Zachary one, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. But that's like arguing apples and oranges. They're both good, so I don't feel like there's any vigorous debate. But when you were putting Crescent City, I gotta ask you: could Crescent City beat any of these teams that you have in your top five? I say no.
Get
I don't
them.
think they beat. I don't think they beat none of these five that you
Get
have
them.
here. What's
Get them.
that?
I say get them.
Oh well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's.
I
I
mean,
don't know if it's a
that's a
matter of
key win. That's not a. I mean, no disrespect to my man Brandon Russ and his team.
he's a
They gonna
great.
win
No,
state.
they got a
They gonna
great
win
team
state
every year
again. They gonna win state again.
in Division
It's just,
4
yeah. I just don't not comparing a Division 4
to a 1.
to a one. Now, if that Division 4 did beat a Division 1, oh yeah, I
Oh,
definitely
then
would. Yeah,
then
that's
guess what?
definite.
They're in the
Yeah,
convo.
I definitely say it. Yeah, that's a key
They are
win. Definitely.
absolutely in the conversation if they
That's
do that.
that's like
I,
Fairview. Fairview is a Class B school, and they beating
But
these Division 1 schools, right? VK.
mhm.
and guess what? Crescent City does have a win against a Division 1 school this year.
Yes, they
Who?
do. That's we
They
not we
do.
not doubting that. That's a
Right.
key win for them. Correct. That's what we saying. That's what we saying.
The
Yeah.
only thing I'm saying is, could they beat these 5 teams that you have in your top 5? I say no.
Not this year.
Not this year. There we go.
Not this
Exactly.
year. I'm
Now,
just
last
being
year, hey,
honest.
look, hey, I'll say this: last year's Crescent City team, with the point guard, that
Yes.
graduated,
Mhm.
that team they would give a little bit of push to those teams. I don't know if they. I still don't know if they would beat them with the last year's group. This year, no. As good as Brandon Russ and that team is going to be in Division 4, they're going to be a major problem for those groups over there come playoff time. We're probably going to see them at Burton at some
Yeah.
point in March.
And
So
trust me,
And
Crescent City got it on their mind to get that state title, man.
and,
After
and,
what
yes,
just
they
happened for
do.
them,
and you
Oh,
look at
yes, they
Crescent
do.
and you look at Crescent City. I ain't gonna lie. There's some of those teams on
they got a
top
tough
five.
schedule.
They got a good schedule. Some of the teams on top five, it will be tough enough. But you look at their schedule, like they got a win against Central Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
They got a win against Kennedy, who was having an outstanding year.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at
Key wins for them.
also, they got a win against They actually they didn't play 35. They were supposed to play them. They came up a 1 point short against Douglass. Notice 1 point short. They
1
beat
point.
Edna
Yeah.
Carr. They also, you look at Calvary Baptist, they lost to them by a point.
1 point.
a point, and then also a good Country Day team they lost to only by 11 points.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, this is a team that is like deep down inside, they're gonna give him everything ahead. They might not have the talent to beat the top five. Now, last year's
They ain't
team,
scared of nobody.
last year they could have maybe give a good push. I don't know about this year with this top five with Kansas City, but this is a team that's gonna get better and better down the line, and
Dwight
they're definitely
McGee
gonna be
coming
there
for
to
your
win the
neck.
state
You
championship.
know Dwight McGee coming for
Right.
everybody's neck.
I
Period.
cannot and I cannot wait to see Dwight McGee Monday. That'll be one of the games on the triple header, the
Mm-hmm.
first game of the triple header, because we're going to start on game 4 of the day, going to game 4 to game 6, and game
Who's doing the
4
games with you, BK?
Roe
most
Brown.
likely it will be Roe Brown that
Roe
will be
Brown.
doing
Okay, the legend, the living legend. That's what I'm
There
talking
you
about.
go. There you go.
Easton and Crescent City kicks off the triple header on that Monday.
All right. 11 o'clock in the
Okay.
morning.
No,
All right.
actually it'll be 3:30. Like we said, we're
Oh,
doing
yo, yeah, yes, right. When you
we're
call the
doing
last three games, I
yeah,
got you.
last
All
3
right, cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Hash It Out show. We're gonna go ahead and end this show. We're back tomorrow. We're gonna talk a little bit more high school basketball, but we're gonna start the show off with the one and only Colubius joining us. He wants to tell y'all about his top 30 NBA players, and I got to see this list from this guy here. But we're gonna get Colubius on for a little bit, and then we're gonna talk some more high school basketball. Talk about some of our favorite players we like to see, boys and girls, and around this area and in the state. So, well, we're gonna go ahead and end this show. Thank you to Coach Shaun Dumas. Thank you to Coach Harold Nunnery. We appreciate them joining us tonight. We're back tomorrow at 7:30 for VK Jones and for the one and only George Peppis. I am JB the Sports Guy. We will see y'all tomorrow night. Y'all take care.
Hi, my name is Micah Higgins, head boys basketball coach at Bonneville High.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hiller from Ponchatoula Lady Way.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out show. Please like,